近期反诈骗电影孤注一掷非常火红，那你知道在大马也有许多人被诈骗吗？
国内炒外汇诈骗案再添一例，
高达2360万令。
近2年就有高达52亿令吉的钱从大马人民手中流入了诈骗集团当中。贪心与不甘心让民众误信各种高回报投资，许多人倾家荡产。所以到底我们要怎么样分辨哪一些项目是合理的投资，哪一些又是诈骗呢？今天我们要特别感谢大马职业理财顾问工会 AFA 诚意邀约 BBK 制作此影片，让我们欢迎 AFA 的主席 John 和来自 Philip Capital 的执行董事 Alfred 一起来为我们提高反诈意识吧。
Okay, so first question actually, thanks for coming. So
Yes, thank
we
you
wanted to
very
know what are some common warning signs or some red flags that an individual should look out when they're facing any doubtful investment or risk scam. Is there any common practice that they are using?
Like what we know from COVID-19, right? Virus always mutate, right? From this variant to that variant, stronger and stronger to adopt latest environment, right?
Okay.
So I think scam also improve day by day, from very straightforward to very complicated and looks, sounds regulated, sounds very atas, this sort of thing. Actually, a few things that we can look at. They are doing something that what the investor like to hear. Okay, what are the common thing that the investor like to hear?
Money.
Money of course money lah. Okay, one thing kiasi first. Geng saya takut mati dulu lah. So it's like principal guaranteed loh. You won't lose money no. You know, that's the thing.
Wow.
No, not yet red flag. Not yet red flag. Not red flag. Fixed deposit also principal guaranteed. Yeah. Fixed deposit. Certain bonds, government bonds, these are things. Yes. But that's not a red flag. But when it comes to high return, then it's another story already.
Principal guarantee but high return.
High guarantee but some high return. Then it's red flag already.
Okay, first one.
One red flag already. And another thing, investor like to hear what? Short term, fast take money one lah. One thing, a lot of people might not look into that one. It's called high commission. Person who promote the scheme got high commission. That's why people sometimes forget already because look at the commission, lucrative commission. Somewhat easy to sell. You know, return so high. Principal guaranteed some more. Then get crazy already. Then go and find their uncle, auntie on the street, on the pasar or whatsoever. You can even set up agency system to sell. Then maybe MLM system. People find people. Then so it sounds very legitimate. That's another red flag lah. High commission, high brokerage fee, right? Then other than that, got what some more? Okay, it sounds those people like to use very atas terms, like to confuse you. Sometimes they use certain jurisdiction, what offshore lah, what country lah, regulated by this country lah, where you. What's that? You not even understand what's the regulation in Malaysia. How are you going to understand the jurisdiction outside Malaysia? In Securities Commission, there's one saying on TIPU, TIPU. The first one, tidak akan rugi lah. Tidak akan rugi. Indah, I is indah kabar dari rupa. And the third one, peluang hanya sekali. Then the U is what? Untung besar.
I'm very confident, right?
Yeah.
But the logic is you need to understand the logic before you invest.
Just we got some tests for them.
Yes.
We prepare 5 investment plans from the real case. But actually just one of them are real investment.
4 of them are fraudulent and scam. So let's see if you guys are able to identify the red flag.
Yes.
Okay.
Before we go through these 5 questions, let me give a little bit of a background on what it's supposed to be for investment, how investment is supposed to work. Actually, investment, we should look at 3 main things. Actually, your risk, your return, and also your liquidity. So a lot of investment might sound interesting, but the risk is actually probably have to be first things that you have to look into it. Then you have to ask yourself whether or not you're able to tolerate that kind of risk. So if you cannot tolerate that kind of risk, then better don't involve. If not, you cannot sleep. So we have to sleep well and earn well also lah. So like I mentioned, if you're very conservative, don't go for high risk product. Second thing is actually you talk about return. So what kind of return that you're looking for? Of course, again, high risk, high return lah. So if you're willing to take a higher risk, you'll probably get a decent return. That's for sure. Alright, especially on financial planning, of course, we are talking about the financial goal, financial objective towards the retirement or towards the children education. So if you need that kind of return, obviously you probably need to expose certain risks to a certain extent. Then the last thing is actually talking about the liquidity. Liquidity is very important. You may see a return, but yet you cannot liquidate. There's no volume, there's no market, or you need to wait for a long tenor. You know, it's like sometimes you might need urgent money. So if there is a lock-in period or there is no liquidity, you want to sell but no buyers, you want to buy but no seller and all kind of things. So that is considered one of the factor and element that you need to think about it before you enter to an investment.
For me, all of the 5 got doubtful element inside.
Okay lah.
Okay lah.
I tell you the answer lah. Yeah.
5 of them are fraud, yeah. We thought we can prank you and this
I cannot say, technically we cannot say it's fraud,
Okay.
except that if the mahkamah, the court say it's fraud, right?
Okay.
We use the word doubtful.
We extract it from some news, so
Already have been proven.
Yeah.
it's fraud. Please tell us how can you find the
Yeah.
doubtful part. You can go through one by one.
7,000 within the span of 30 days. So the time is too short, and too good to be true. For the first one, of course, there's a lot of reflex some more. Those investment plan 2 is about Forex trading. Actually, Forex trading in Malaysia is very, very doubtful.
Forex is actually not approved by the regulator in that sense in Malaysia. So that means there's no proper products or proper structures for Forex trading in Malaysia right now. You can't actually say that Forex is not a proper thing, In fact, Further Capital as a group, we do have some Forex element in overseas also, right? So if you do it right, with a proper platform, proper setup, but again, you have to be approved and legalized framework set up by the regulator. The reason behind is actually eventually to investor there is certain protection and certain framework to follow. Regulator will make sure that a certain payout capital is there, certain audit is done, is conducted, and a certain requirement need to be followed according to the guideline. I would just say that this is not having a proper structures and framework in Malaysia. So client wanted to invest, they have to take their own risk, right?
Actually, this is one of the common scam because
They
the
will have
guru,
you-
they will give the instruction for you to trade. But actually, you cannot follow because Forex ups and downs is quite.
No, I think maybe I can elaborate a little bit more this kind of scam That means people are trying to create a market. If there is a Forex trading, basically you need to have either exchange or regulator to actually hold a fair price or actual bid and ask price. So that is actually where the common trading is supposed to be, right? And it's actually a real price with the real market demand and supply. So, but if it's a scam, people trying to create a fake platform, then they try to tell you that, hey, put the money in, then nowadays, you can actually see the market move up and down, then there's a spread that you can earn. So encourage you to put more money. So when the time you want to withdraw, so they close down the shop, they move on, they change their own thing. They're using something which is already commonly known from the market to create a scam.
How about the plan 3?
Plan 3, cryptocurrency investment is a very high risk investment. So you can see the crypto performance. It's not doing well, sometimes it shoot up. It's like a crocodile investment, a crocodile investment. Sometimes it look nice, look very handsome, but it's terrible sometimes, right? So how can you substantial return of 20% over every month, it's like
too good to be true.
Yeah, kind of like it's a red flag.
Maybe I use the other way to explain these situations. 羊毛出在羊身上So business is still business Money is not easy to make from the business itself, from the work itself. Simple logic If an employee who works so hard for a whole month only get that kind of money 5,000 ke, 6,000 ke, 10,000 ke, whatever amount right? So now the employer can tell you, hey, never mind you for 2 weeks so I pay you this kind of amount. So it's already suspicious. That's the reason why a lot of people being scammed to overseas to work. Right? Because it's not logic. Okay. So how much can you earn? If I don't want to eat, my staff don't want to eat, my rental don't need to pay. Also, there is not logic that I give you back whatever I return. Some more, I give a very interesting incentive for you to refer friends. And a lot of people are really go for it to refer. So nowadays, you can't sleep well, your family also can't sleep well. Again, like this fourth scenario, this investment is actually an operator help you to invest into this kind of Airbnb kind of arrangement, Again, the operator doesn't want to eat, doesn't want to spend for expenses, also cannot generate that kind of return. Then how can they give you that kind of return?
You think 36% is too high
36% may not be extremely high. Certain case can, but not all the case.
How can you tell that Airbnb cannot generate 36%?
No, when market is good, yes. When market is good, school holiday, yes. All the cost is expensive. I'm not saying that cannot. Can. Certain business can. Certain period can, but not all the time. But when people come and tell you, by investing in this kind of element, whether it's Airbnb, whether it's a cafe, whether it's a bubble tea, but I'm actually guarantee you can get this. or I'm sure that I can get it, so that is something not right lah. If they come and tell you that, hey, you invest in this, but there's a risk, explain it clearly, all the risks. At the peak, best time, I make 30%. Worst time, I negative 20%. So you make the call whether you want to invest or not. That more genuine lah.
I think I add on a bit on these things because I think the public should know what type. There's a lot of type of risk. When you talk about risk, what is risk actually? In terms of investor protection, we may look into currency risk lah, default risk lah, jurisdiction risk, regulatory risk, and also about business risk and market risk. When people pitch you on invest in a business, business only it doesn't claim that it's fun or whatsoever. However, the business have their own business risk. So how many people actually success doing business? A business idea, it could be very good. Everyone can come up with a good business idea, but whether executable or not, whether it can be realized or not, that's another issue.
But I feel very inspired lah, because as a normal people who just like work for a few years and you started to have some savings and started to have people come and persuade you to do investment, but they never tell me that what kind of risk that you should look into. So may I know, like, where do you all get this knowledge? Is there any courses that we need to attend before? Or I just simply trust the one who come and persuade?
When we read prospectus, right, or any product highlight sheet, so usually it's written there in the prospectus or in any product highlight sheet or disclosure sheet, this sort of thing. So there's a long, how to say, statement of risk.
Ask for that piece of shit.
That's why an investment product should be regulated. So I guess that a lot of people will ask about how to smell legitimate investment, right? So legitimate investment have one of the criteria is disclosure of risk.
I just know
I also just know that.
Credit risk, default risk, currency risk. There's a lot of risk that it is disclosed, and also disclose of commission, disclose of fees, and disclose of no proper investor suitability. It have certain products are only for sophisticated investors or institutions, not for uncle auntie on the street.
Like that one.
Yes.
to pick the customer.
Yes, have to declare that you are high net worth, only you can invest. So usually people who are high net worth may have more experience, they can judge things, they can certain experience in investing already, doing business. The rationale may be more matured compared to a normal M40, B40. In Securities Commission, there is a definition for sophisticated investors. Actually, individual income of 300,000 or a combined income of 400,000 with a spouse. And also for the product provider, they have to do reporting, audit, and there's a stringent format in writing their prospectus, and also they have a dispute resolution. But a lot of people scam outside, they didn't have these type of things. It might sound like being regulated kind of, but those things that I say just now is like they don't really have.
To add on that, I think first thing first, Malaysia regulator, whether it's SC or Bank Negara, to a certain extent they are also quite good in the sense that they will try to cover many areas to make sure that whatever product launched in Malaysia, either the risk has been disclosed clearly or the product itself is genuine enough to give to the general public. But again, of course, we can't expect everybody sit down, talk to you, give you the whole length of shit, ask you to go home and read, then before you come for investment, normally people sit down, approach, then they will ask you, hey, what kind of kang tao you have, what kind of return you have. When you start talking about, we have this product, but this kind of risk, this kind of thing, then the investor will feel a bit boring, sian, I don't want to listen, tell me how much you can make, straightforward, then we talk something else. So that is also two-way, sometimes that also trigger some practitioner or some salespeople or players in town, they try not to disclose so much, or they have no time to disclose so much to the investor. As an investor, we should actually force ourselves, or even we should actually look into that term and condition. Even though you want to cut the conversation short, you can just ask them, hey, what is the return like? How does it generate that kind of return? And what kind of risk? If they're able to answer you, and you sound is logic, makes sense, then pursue further inquiry.
Okay, what about the fifth one? The fifth one sounds very safe. Saving plan.
Saving plan.
Yeah, my insurance agent always asks me to do this.
So a few things that we need to see the guaranteed interest 6%. Is it a guaranteed payment or guaranteed interest? Okay.
Okay. How is that different?
Guaranteed payment means I give you a coupon of 6% every year. Okay. But I didn't guarantee your principal. At the end of the day, after 5 years, are you getting back your principal? Is it guaranteed or not? That's another thing to look at.
Alright. Okay. There's a worst game. Oh my god. Okay. I never thought of that. Like they always just tell me, I give you 6%. That's all.
Yeah,
Okay.
after 5 years matured that time, what is the guarantee get back your principal?
Okay.
Yeah, so or is it only a surrender value?
Alright.
Or a surrender value plus a dividend?
Cool. Understand. Thank you so much for your very useful sharing. I think I learned a lot. Yeah. And first thing, it made me don't want to invest already. Because I thought they always tell me investment is like, you know, 被动收入. So it's like something you just put in the money, then you go
Maybe I can
sleep.
add on this concern. Try to address this concern. Okay. First of all, investment is very personalized. Just like how we look at a guy, how we look at a girl, you know. Investment also the same. Whether you can tolerate or cannot tolerate. There's no such thing that everybody can accept, everybody cannot accept. So that's why you need to engage a professional, licensed financial planner to help you to tailor-make. So from there, you can have a better advice because they are not representing what they call any specific product. They are representing client interest. Then only they will try to recommend or advise you on the investment product which is suitable to your risk. We always encourage a professional job. Leave it to the professional to do lah. Right? I think all of us know how to wash our car lah, right?
Okay.
But how many of us is washing our own car? Right? Not to say we cannot wash,
Yes, but we
you got to
prefer to
spend
stand
time.
in, yeah.
You got to actually make, you know, very tiring to wash. So, but most of people will prefer to send to a car wash. During the COVID time, everybody will know how to cut their hair. So after COVID, is anyone still cutting their own hair? Right? So let the professional to do the things that they're supposed to do lah.
Okay, so any due diligence that we can do, like any website, or if I insist to do it on my own because my capital is so small, I can't afford to have it. So like what kind of website or any agency that I can proceed to check?
We can check the legitimacy of the license with Securities Commission website under the licensed and registered person, and also registered fintech players. Because nowadays there's some innovative on the digital side, on the equity crowdfunding lah, P2P these sort of things, or whatsoever that new thing like. So other than the licensed and registered person, you also can check the registered fintech players under the SC website. Other than that, Bank Negara website, FIMM website.
If I really kena scam, which body that I should look for?
Can I look for AFA?
Okay,
SC
you
or
should look for police first.
So basic.
I think I knew that before.
Sometimes some people will try and tell you that, I know some guru or I know some smart person that they can make
People behind.
100% within a short period of time. You know, you always have to think about it like, if these people are so smart, why do they need you? See?
Oh, true.
You know, they doesn't need your money anyway. You know, actually we know a lot of good traders who are actually making a good money. When we say, hey, why don't we set up some product for you or structure for you? You know, you help our investor to invest. I don't want to go through that hassle. I invest my own will do.
Alright, so thanks for the sharing. It's very useful actually.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.